Hey, happy Sunday to everybody out there. How are you doing today? Texas Redleg here. Just wanted to put together a video regarding vehicle loadout and EDC. It's how I kind of combine them on a daily basis. So I'm gonna step back here, pan out. So what you see here on the left side is a scabbard for my 12 gauge shotgun here. And that stays in the vehicle pretty much all the time. If I travel, in another vehicle and from my wife or whatever, we just throw that in there if we need to, or another firearm should it be necessary. And then of course I've got my body armor here. Again, this just stays with the vehicle primarily. You never know when you're going to be somewhere and need it. But I'm typically in my vehicle, so it's not big enough to worry about it. It can be hidden pretty well and concealed. With that, I've got a little go bag here. This is really just a shoulder bag, or a sling bag people call it, and I've got a pretty decent blade attached to it. It's basically a condensed version of my preps. So this is I would say probably a 72-hour kit, first aid, etc., etc. It's got some emergency food bars in it, first aid, of course, some light, fire starter, life straw, things like that. They're always there wherever I go and need them. If you step around over here, this is pretty much my EDC backpack, and I got a Glock 26 here. This is my primary EDC firearm, and it's got the Pierce grip extender on it right here, so it allows me to get my pinky on the grip, and it holds 2 more rounds, so that's pretty handy. And of course I use this typical Kydex leather hybrid holster inside the waistband. I typically carry appendix, but I've got other options with it as well. And then of course a nice flashlight goes in there. And with this, this is the bag that I'll carry, to work or whatever, what have you. Pretty much just throw it in the vehicle, and I've always got it with me. And if I'm not, physically carrying the weapon, in my waistband, I typically throw it right here in this little pocket. I always know where it's at. So again, redundancy is big. Going over to the vehicle. So I've got an SUV here, and I've got a pretty decent poly toolbox that sits in the back, and it is secured, but it holds a lot of things. It fits right between the wheel wells, which is really nice. There's no wasted space. But I've got, sorry for the lighting here. Actually, hang on a second. I'm gonna grab my flashlight. So you can see here, I've got a floor jack, another first aid kit, some jumper cables, a hitch, tire tool, chain, just a lot of different things. A little cheater bar for my floor jack handle, toe strap again, chain, I did various tool bag, etc., etc., etc. Within that box also, and I recommend this heavily, is for people to get some type of tire inflation device for their vehicle and leave it in the vehicle. You can see here I've got 2 of them. But man, if you're out and about and you get a low tire, if you don't have air or you don't have the ability to change the tire, you're screwed. So unless that tire is completely blown out, you should be able to air it up and go on, and get to the next town or what have you, where you can get help. But these little 12 volt inflators are pretty cool, and they don't take up much room, and they're just handy to have. Also with that, I got some emergency lighting. Again, I keep everything in the box just like I bought it. Typically it just takes up less room, and I've got some cardboard if I need to help start a fire, some dry material there. A little headlamp, the same. Now these electronics I keep in this little EMP bag here, inside the vehicle, just in case, again, something gets fried, other things as well, aside from the inflators and the lighting. But if something electronically gets fried, it's no good. So I throw this stuff in this EMP bag. It's pretty handy. I've also got this, it's really just like a small gardening shovel. I think it's like almost for a kid, but man, if you don't have an e-tool or something, you know, again, this thing fits perfectly right inside this toolbox, you know, so it doesn't take up much room at all. Duct tape, of course. Ratchet set. I've got other tools in the box as well, pliers, what have you, some screws, bolts, nuts, wire, electrical tape, things like that. But also something to throw in your vehicle is a fishing kit. You know, you can get these at Walmart or whatever. I mean, they take up virtually no room. A collapsible, collapsing pole. Again, just throw it in there. You don't have to worry about it. It's always there. Nice first aid kit as well. So again, you can see I've got quite a few things in this vehicle, and it does take up, this box does take up about half of the cargo, or I'd say about a quarter of the cargo space in the rear of this SUV, but it keeps everything nice and contained. And if I remember right, I think the box was around $130, $140. So it's a little pricey for me, but the measurements fit good, so it's something I just went ahead and took a chance on. But again, you know, fill your vehicles out. Like if you were in your vehicle and something went down and you couldn't get back home, you know, what are you going to do? And that's kind of the mentality that I have. You know, if I'm at work, I can't get home right away. What am I going to do? Can I survive? If I have to get out on foot and get home, can I survive? You know, so always be thinking about contingency plans. Plan A, B, C. Have a backup, and then a backup for that. You don't get to pick the time and place of the incident. It's going to pick you. So I would just really be cognizant of that, especially now with the uncertainty of what's going on and what could happen going forward. You need to always be prepared, whether you're mobile or static, you know, at home. And I would avoid long trips right now, to be honest with you, unless you can take quite a bit of stuff with you and be prepared. And I would really caution people on taking long, unnecessary trips at this moment. As far as preps go, I would really start, zeroing down on preps. You know, as far as Christmas gifts go this year, maybe you lighten your load a little bit on Christmas gifts and focus more on preps, or give prep gifts, you know, things like that. There's always something people need, you know. Maybe, you know, stocking stuffers and stuff like that. You can just use, you know, buy prep things for them and kind of help people out, you know, them unknowing, but get something that they can use. You know, people still today are just oblivious to what's going on. It appears, you know, that way. So who knows? But I would definitely do your best and try to outfit your vehicle where it's going to benefit you. And if you're out and about and you're stuck, it's just a peace of mind knowing that, you know what, we don't have to panic, we don't have to worry. We've got these items and we can get through it, you know, or we can get our go bag, get on foot, and take off. You know, we're good to go either way. So anyway, I would encourage everybody to keep prepping. Don't give up. Don't panic. Just keep preparing. Stack it deep. And above all else, long live the Republic.